Good morning, Newport. Thank you for listening to From the Desk of the Mayor. Thank you to NEK-TV for always bringing these transparent news reports up to the constituency base, our residents of Newport. This is how we keep you informed. Come to my mayor's hours, 9 to 11 a.m. on Mondays. That's where I get to hear your concerns. We get to discuss issues. We can help you if you need to get out to somebody in the city. We find you resources, and you also get to meet your fellow residents. On Wednesdays from 9 to 11, it's also my mayor's hours, but those are by appointment, please, because sometimes I need to go off premises and go maybe to a business or see some situation out in the city. So thank you for doing this. That is why we are here. We are here to listen to you. I hope you're out there and enjoying this beautiful weather. Last night we had a council meeting, and the council meeting did go way past, a little bit past 11 o'clock. So we are working hard for you. What I would like to say is that we had a wonderful applause and accolade reading for our police chief, Travis Bingham, by one of our residents, Claire McIntyre. Thank you so much for letting our police chief and the council know what you believe is such a wonderful job he is doing. And we all agree. Him and his department are fantastic. They are taking care of the city. Remember, September 25th at the Gateway at 6 o'clock, Farzana, Levy, and I are going to be hosting a community forum on human trafficking with updates on crime in the city. So please show up. And thank you, NEK-TV, for being there for us on that day and going to film it. We want you there. We're doing these community forums, and that is part of the platform as your mayor and the president of the council. We are putting these together so that the community can come together. We can hear your issues. We've already, this will be the third one, and we have several more out there. Thank you to our city manager for helping coordinate all of this, and for all of our constituent base who are coming out and saying, you know what? I feel a movement going on in the city, and there's a good movement. It's change. And sometimes change is a bit scary, but at the end of the day, take it slow. It works out. It's for the benefit of Newport. I do want to tell you that we did pass a resolution, the Vermont 250th anniversary resolution, which was brought by Vermont Governor Phil Scott in an executive order where he created the Vermont 250th Anniversary Commission on December 15, 2020. And the purpose of that was to plan, encourage, develop, coordinate, and promote observances and activities that will be held in Vermont in commemoration of historic events and associated with the 1776 signing of the Declaration of Independence, the Revolutionary War between 1775 and 77, and the founding of Vermont in 1777, and also the creation of the political foundations of the United States of America. To that, President Vachon, the council president, and I discussed some volunteers who could be part of that representing Newport, and appointed were Newport resident Adam Ortiz, a new resident to Newport who is very involved and active in the community, and our Audra Pitts, who also is a reporter. So we want to thank you both for stepping up to the plate, and we look forward to your communications back to the council so that we could report to the city what's going on. And thank you again for volunteering. I also want you to know that coming up is from the Extra Mile America Foundation is our special Extra Mile Day cities. Newport is one of the Extra Mile Day cities, and we are now looking to you, the residents of Newport, to send to me, the mayor of Newport, your suggestions, your recommendations for nominations of those unsung heroes who may be out there, works for a not-for-profit, for the city, for a private business, is a stay-at-home parent, whatever is your heart and you believe is somebody who needs to be recognized, please send me these nominations so we can select 3. Last year we had 3 wonderful selections and they were up on the website and we announced it and they were in the paper, and we really appreciate everything that everybody does out there. So come on, Newport, send me those recommendations and the president of the council and I will select the 3 that we will send over and announce to be part of the Extra Mile Day Cities Heroes. So I thank you for that. I also want you to know that last night at the council meeting, the treasurer asked for a motion to approve the new tax rates. That motion was put on as an addition to the agenda because we did have a full agenda last night, and it was approved to go on, and the tax rates were approved. I'm just going to read to you what the tax rates for 2024-25 are. Just the slight breakdown. Residential municipal, and this is what the treasurer came up with for the grant, from the grand list, which the grand list was supplied by our zoning administrator, Frank Cheney. And Frank Cheney, thank you, because you are working so hard for this city. I can't even explain the amount of work that you are doing and how much we appreciate your expertise and your due diligence and your nonstop energy. I mean, you are just an amazing employee, and I thank you for that. And so to the treasurer, who always works so well in getting information to me as well, and I applaud his department because his information, he works and he puts it together, and we are moving things forward. But let me just do a quick read of what the rates are. So 2024-25 residential. Municipal will be 1.5419. Appropriations, 0.0525. Exempt, 0.0225. Education, 1.7677 for a total of 3.3846 for the residential. For the non-residential will be for municipal, 1.5419. For appropriations, 0.0525. For the exempt, 0.0225. For education, 1.8276 for a total of 5. So that's your rates that were approved last night. I do want to let you know that also in the meeting last night, we spent many hours interviewing candidates for the fire chief position. We want to let you know that we currently, of course, have our interim fire chief who's working diligently and putting together great things for the council to look at with recommendations for the fire department. We do have wonderful candidates, and we are going to be continuing those interviews. So I want to thank our liaison to the fire department, Council Member Rick Ufford Chase, for coordinating the interviews, for making sure that all of the candidates who applied were allowed to come in for their first interview. We will be having this upcoming Monday, September 16th, another round of interviews. We will have second interviews as well as some first-time interviews, which were not able to make yesterday's time slot. So we're looking forward to getting our permanent fire chief in place, and I want to thank the fire department captains and representatives who were called into the executive session for this process, for working with the council, and I want to thank our police chief, who was also called into the executive session to assist with this process. Their expertise is so important, since they are on the ground and they need to help the council understand what it actually takes to do the job. And so while the council is there for the definite decision making and final say of who gets elected or appointed, and I apologize, appointed, It is very important that the council has this camaraderie with the fire department and with the police department so that we all work together with a top priority of keeping our residents safe. And that is exactly what is going on. On another note, I do want you to know that there was a filing by our resident attorney, but filed pro se in her capacity as an individual, even though she is a licensed attorney, against the city. At first, it was her attempt to make a motion for an extension of time to file a complaint against the city. However, the motion was denied. It also was denied based on the fact that there was actually no action before the court at that time where that specific court could even make a ruling. And it was also denied because it was treated as though it was an ex parte motion, which it would have been. But there were other issues. But the bottom line is that was denied. I do want you to know, though, that there was another complaint, some 79 count complaint, which is a reiteration of what we've been hearing nonstop throughout for almost 2 years. However, I also want you to know that the ABA opinion actually concludes that even if you are pro se, okay, there still is a no contact rule that applies to self-represented lawyers. So even if you are saying you are doing it pro se and you are an attorney, you do not get to, quote, "It is not possible for a pro se lawyer to take off the lawyer hat and navigate around Rule 4.2 by communicating solely as a client." So even though the person filed pro se as an individual, that person is a licensed attorney. So caution about following the rules in this particular lawsuit. And the city, once it is served, of course the city wasn't served yet, but we are tracking her actions because she's made these threats of litigation from, I think, the minute I was elected. And so we definitely know how we are going to be dealing with this lawsuit. But we are actually going to be before a real trier of fact. So the city, you will be represented. And on that note, I do want you to know that we really do care about what's going on in Newport. We are moving forward. Good things are happening. So move these litigious attitudes and these political tactics and drastic attempts to say that only this person and whoever her followers are know the law or know what's actually going on in meetings and things that they have no idea what they're talking about because they are not privy to it. Even if they get excerpts of public records, they still do not know the facts. However, I do want you to know we also got another document from a constituent who failed to sign it, but we could figure it out because this person has stated this in public over and over again. It was written to the city manager, to the mayor, to all of the council, the treasurer, and then the press. As always, this is their tactic, is to always include the press, trying to say that there's no transparency, things aren't being posted the way they want it, that the mayor is hiding something, the city manager is hiding something, trying to say council members can't make decisions without the information that they want posted. Well, they have no idea what the council has or the mayor has or the city manager has or the treasurer has. So the bottom line is that's their opinion. It's very noisy. It is distracting, but those distractions are not going to stop all of the good things that are going forward. We have a group out there who we are waiting for the production of their draft of the new city plan and their recommendations on what areas may or may not qualify for TIFs or be suggested to be a TIF district. We have lots of good things going on with getting clear title on properties to assets of the city. We are fixing compliance, documentation. We are putting together rules for the city people to follow. This is efficient government. That gives us the ethical right to ask for money from the federal government and the state government. It is a good thing to be compliant. It takes time. We are doing a deep dive into the financials. It takes time. And once again, we have to look at this because we have to fix it, because you need to know where you are. You also need to know how to move forward. We need to know what we're going to need monetarily. We need to know what policies need to be corrected. We need to know what job descriptions need to be changed. We need to see what qualifications are needed for these jobs and how to keep everything more cost effective. So it's a lot of work, and I am proud to be out there working and doing this for you with the President of the Council, with our council members, and with our Treasurer's Department, and with our city employees. So I want to thank you. If you have any questions, come to my Mayor's Hours. And once again, have a wonderful week, Newport.